What if I told you that becoming undefeatable has nothing to do with muscles, wealth, or followers, and everything to do with wisdom, not blind knowledge, not flashy motivation, but true practical wisdom, the kind that made Aristotle immortal and forged the minds of polymaths, emperors, scientists, and warriors. In this video, we'll reveal how to become undefeatable using Aristotle's timeless teachings and the power of polymathy. This is Aristotle. Section 1. The misunderstood definition of undefeatable. Most people think undefeatable means never losing, but Aristotle would say, true strength lies not in avoiding defeat, but in becoming the kind of person whom defeat cannot break. You may fall, but you rise with greater clarity, strategy, and purpose each time. That is the indestructible spirit wisdom gives. In Nicomachean Ethics, Aristotle doesn't define greatness by victory. He defines it by virtue, arete, the excellence of your character in action. So the question becomes, how do we train the mind to become undefeatable, not just emotionally, but intellectually, strategically, and spiritually? Section 2. Polymathy, your secret intellectual weapon. Aristotle was not just a philosopher. He was a biologist, logician, political theorist, ethicist, teacher, psychologist, and literary critic. This is what we call polymathy, the ability to draw from multiple domains of knowledge to master life's complexity. Why does this make you undefeatable? Because when the world throws you chaos, you respond not with panic, but with perspective. The strategist studies war. The leader studies history. The thinker studies logic. And you study all of them. When others are stuck in one mode of thinking, you can adapt, reframe, and dominate problems from any angle. Quote on screen, "It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it." Aristotle. Section 3. Practical wisdom, phronesis, the core of invincibility. Aristotle believed that wisdom wasn't abstract. He called it phronesis, practical wisdom, not knowing what to think, but knowing how to live. Here's how to develop practical wisdom. 1. Observe life like a scientist. Don't just react to pain, betrayal, failure. Analyze them. Every experience is data. Every emotion is feedback. Keep a daily journal, not just for emotions, but for decisions and results. This is how Aristotle trained his students, by observing nature, humans, and behavior. 2. Seek the golden mean. Aristotle taught that every virtue is the middle path between extremes. Courage is between cowardice and recklessness. Discipline is between laziness and obsession. Becoming undefeatable means finding your inner balance under stress. 3. Train ethical reflexes. The wise person doesn't just know what's right, he's trained to do it automatically. Character is habit, and habit is destiny. Section 4. The Stoic Aristotle Bridge, emotional invincibility. Many confuse stoicism with indifference, but Aristotle shared the Stoic view that we must master emotion, not by suppressing it, but by training it to serve reason. Emotional resilience is a learned skill. Here's Aristotle's 3-part method to develop it. 1. Train your mind like a warrior. Every day, practice voluntary discomfort, cold showers, fasting, delayed gratification. Why? Because if you master choosing suffering, external suffering loses control over you. 2. Identify false beliefs. Anger, jealousy, fear. They're not caused by events. They're caused by beliefs about events. Challenge those beliefs. Redefine them using logic, philosophy, and personal growth. 3. Align with telos, your ultimate purpose. When you know your telos, your ultimate purpose, petty attacks can't derail you. You are a ship guided by a star. That is how you remain calm in storms. Section 5. Becoming undefeatable, Daily Aristotelian habits. To live like an undefeatable mind, you must train like one. Here are daily practices inspired by Aristotle and polymathic mastery. Start each day with why. Ask, what's my telos today? What virtue will I live out? Study one idea from a different field. Learn something outside your comfort zone. Biology, music, engineering, art. This rewires your brain for flexible problem solving. Journal your ethical performance. Not just what you did, but how virtuously you acted. Did you practice temperance, courage, truth, engage in dialectic, have real conversations, debate, question, reflect? Socratic dialogue sharpens wisdom more than solo thinking. End. With silence at night, Aristotle would reflect in silence, letting wisdom sink in deeper than noise ever could. The final truth of an undefeatable life. To be undefeatable is not to control the world, but to control your inner response to the world, to pursue virtue relentlessly, to blend fields of wisdom until your mind becomes a weapon, to live not for approval, but for excellence.